The world in the 1930s was a tinderbox waiting to ignite. The Treaty of Versailles, signed after World War I, had left Germany deeply resentful. The Great Depression brought economic hardship, fueling nationalism and extremism. Against this backdrop, Adolf Hitler and his Nazi party rose to power in Germany. Hitler, a charismatic but ruthless leader, promised to restore German pride and power. He rebuilt the German military, defying the Treaty of Versailles. In Asia, Japan, driven by militarism and expansionist ambitions, invaded Manchuria in 1931. This act of aggression marked the beginning of Japan's march toward war. The League of Nations, formed after World War I to prevent future conflicts, proved powerless to stop these aggressions. The world edged closer to the brink of another devastating war. The storm finally broke on September 1st, 1939, when Germany invaded Poland. This act of aggression triggered World War II. Britain and France, bound by treaties to defend Poland, declared war on Germany. What followed was a series of swift German victories. Using blitzkrieg, a tactic of lightning-fast attacks, Germany conquered much of Europe. Poland, Denmark, Norway, the Netherlands, Belgium and France all fell under Nazi rule. In June 1941, Hitler broke his pact with Stalin and launched a massive invasion of the Soviet Union. The invasion of the vast Soviet territories marked a turning point in the war, bogging down the German forces in a long and brutal conflict. On December 7, 1941, Japan launched a surprise attack on Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. The attack drew the United States into the war, transforming the conflict into a truly global struggle. World War II was a clash of ideologies and ambitions, led by powerful personalities who shaped the course of the conflict. Adolf Hitler, the dictator of Nazi Germany, was the driving force behind the war in Europe. Driven by hatred and a desire for conquest, he unleashed a reign of terror that plunged the world into darkness. Winston Churchill, the Prime Minister of Great Britain, emerged as a beacon of defiance against Nazi aggression. His unwavering determination and stirring speeches rallied the British people during their darkest hour. Franklin D. Roosevelt, the President of the United States, initially sought to avoid direct involvement in the war. However, the attack on Pearl Harbor left him with no choice but to lead his nation into the global conflict. Joseph Stalin, the dictator of the Soviet Union, initially signed a non-aggression pact with Hitler. However, the German invasion of his country forced him into an uneasy alliance with the Western powers. These leaders, each with their own motivations and flaws, played pivotal roles in shaping the course of the war and its eventual outcome. The year 1942 marked a turning point in the war. The German advance in the east was halted at the Battle of Stalingrad, a brutal months-long siege that resulted in heavy losses for both sides and ended in a decisive Soviet victory. In North Africa, British and American forces defeated the German Afrika Korps, led by the legendary General Erwin Rommel, known as the Desert Fox. This victory paved the way for the Allied invasion of Italy in 1943. On June 6, 1944, Allied forces launched Operation Overlord, the largest amphibious invasion in history, landing on the beaches of Normandy, France. D-Day, as it became known, marked the beginning of the liberation of Western Europe from Nazi occupation. These hard-fought victories, achieved at a tremendous cost in lives, shifted the momentum of the war in favor of the Allies. Section 5. Stories of courage, ordinary people, extraordinary times. World War II was not just a clash of armies, it was a conflict that touched the lives of millions of ordinary people around the world. Stories of courage, resilience and sacrifice emerged from the battlefields, occupied territories and home fronts. One such story is that of Witold Pilecki, a Polish soldier who volunteered to be imprisoned in Auschwitz, the notorious Nazi concentration camp, to gather intelligence and organize resistance. Pilecki's daring mission and his harrowing account of the horrors he witnessed provided crucial evidence of the Holocaust. Countless women played a vital role in the war effort, working in factories, serving as nurses, and even joining resistance movements. Their contributions challenged traditional gender roles and paved the way for greater equality in the post-war era. On the home front, families coped with rationing, air raids, and the constant fear of losing loved ones. Children grew up quickly, their childhoods overshadowed by the conflict. Section 6. The Holocaust, a stain on humanity. Amidst the horrors of World War II, The Holocaust stands as a chilling reminder of the depths of human cruelty. Driven by a racist ideology, Nazi Germany implemented a systematic plan to exterminate Jews and other groups deemed undesirable. Millions of Jews, Roma, homosexuals, disabled people, and political opponents were rounded up, deported to concentration camps, and murdered in gas chambers or worked to death. The Nazis' attempt to exterminate an entire people remains one of the darkest chapters in human history. The Holocaust is a stark reminder of the dangers of hatred, prejudice, and intolerance. It is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, as survivors emerged from the ashes to rebuild their lives and bear witness to the horrors they endured. Section 7. A world transformed, the global impact. World War II had a profound impact on the world, reshaping the geopolitical landscape, accelerating technological advancements, and leaving an indelible mark on human consciousness. The war led to the decline of European powers and the rise of the United States and the Soviet Union as superpowers. This shift in power paved the way for the Cold War, a decades-long ideological and geopolitical struggle between the two blocs. The war also spurred technological advancements, particularly in aviation, nuclear energy, and medicine. The development of the atomic bomb, while a terrifying consequence of the war, ushered in the atomic age and raised profound ethical questions about the use of such destructive weapons. Section 8. Picking up the pieces, the aftermath. The end of World War II brought relief and jubilation, but the world was left to grapple with the devastating consequences of the conflict. Millions lay dead, cities lay in ruins, and economies were shattered. The process of rebuilding began with the Marshall Plan providing aid to war-torn Europe. The United Nations was formed in 1945 with the goal of preventing future wars and promoting international cooperation. However, the wartime alliance between the Western powers and the Soviet Union soon dissolved into mistrust and rivalry. The Cold War cast a long shadow over the post-war world, dividing Europe and fueling proxy wars around the globe. Section 9. Echoes of the past, lessons for the future. World War II, despite its horrors, offers valuable lessons for humanity. It teaches us the importance of diplomacy, cooperation, and standing up to tyranny and oppression. The war reminds us of the fragility of peace and the constant need to safeguard human rights and dignity. It underscores the importance of remembrance, education, and passing on the stories of those who lived through the conflict. As we navigate the complexities of the 21st century, the lessons of World War II remain as relevant as ever. By remembering the past, we can strive to create a more peaceful and just world for future generations.